huge great pyramids in Antarctica. They jut out of the ice and snow, and they look perfect, just like those in Egypt.
Oh, I can see something, guys, look! Look, what the heck is that thing?
Is Antarctica just endless sheets of ice and snow? That's what they want you to believe. But what if it's not? Scientists have started to uncover extraterrestrial remains.
It's the hand of an alien! Look, there is bones!
Terrifying anomalies and signs of otherworldly activities that prove an alien civilization is hidden in Antarctica. Let's watch what they have found.
Is it dead or alive? I don't know. Karen, can you see it?
In 2016, a Norwegian expedition in Antarctica stumbled upon something bizarre. Hovering above the icy slopes was a sleek, metallic object, unmistakably saucer-shaped. Witnesses were stunned as it moved effortlessly through the air. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the UFO zipped behind a large slope, as if it had somewhere urgent to be. The team was left in shock, with no clear explanation for what they had just witnessed. Antarctica's long been a magnet for mysterious sightings, from strange lights to unexplained structures. Skeptics might chalk it up to top-secret tests, but this encounter only deepens the mystery surrounding the area. Frozen alive.
What's that? Ah! Is that the creature?
Have you heard about the Kraken? The legendary sea monster straight out of Scandinavian folklore. A massive, squid-like creature said to prey on ships and their crew. Well, a Russian adventurer claims he might have stumbled upon exactly that, or something just as terrifying. While digging through a thick heap of snow, he uncovered something that froze him in shock. Beneath the icy blanket was this horrifying creature, staring back at him with piercing golden eyes that seemed anything but friendly. Surrounding its body were what looked like twisted tentacles, frozen in place. The video abruptly cut off after that. Honestly, who could blame the guy for bolting? If I uncovered something like that, I'd be out of there faster than you could say Kraken.
Is it dead or alive? I don't know. Karen, can you see it?
Hand sickle.
It's the hand of an alien! Look, there is bones!
The last thing you'd expect a metal detector to uncover beneath the snow is an alien hand. But that's exactly what happened when an explorer decided to take his gear out for a spin. Clearing away the ice, he found a hand with an otherworldly reptilian skin texture. And only 3 fingers. Sound familiar? Yup. Screams alien all over. But why would a metal detector pick up a biological hand? Unless, of course, it wasn't purely flesh and blood. Maybe this alien had something metallic embedded in its hand, like a chip or some kind of advanced tech. It only makes you ask even more questions. What was it doing there? And if the hand's here, where's the rest of it?
It's green, and we know that aliens are usually green.
UFO parts?
Oh, I can see something, guys, look! Look, what the...
In the frozen wastelands, an explorer with a metal detector stumbled upon an out-of-the-world find. Quite literally. Following a strong signal, he started digging through the snow and unearthed what looked like pieces of a crashed UFO. The fragments were bizarre. One almost resembled a robotic arm.
Is it a piece of something robotic? Look, it's made of metal.
All of it was coated in frost, but had a mechanical feel that was impossible to ignore. Strangely, locals had reported seeing something strange falling from the sky just days earlier. Could these fragments be connected? And if this is just the surface, what else could be buried deeper? This discovery might be the tip of something huge.
Or something like that. This is just crazy.
Snowstruck.
Дети мои, смотрите, какую я скульптуру нашла.
Back in 2022 in Barnaul, Russia, a local found the most out there thing near the woods. Spotting UFOs in the sky is one thing, but seeing one up close, that's a whole different story. Naturally, he whipped out his phone and recorded what looked like a classic saucer-shaped UFO that had crashed in the snow. Some believed it was a genuine alien craft, wondering if the inhabitants were still there. Some people were convinced it was the real deal, speculating about whether its alien passengers might still be lurking nearby. Others weren't so sure, brushing it off as a prop or even a kid's toy left behind. But let me know what you think of this. Alien skull.
Has had a very big brain and a scary teeth. Here you see these teeth.
This might just be the creepiest thing ever found buried in snow. A skull. Yep, an intact skull frozen solid in ice. And who knows how long it had been there. The thing was tiny, small enough to fit snugly in the palm of the discoverer's hand, but it looked disturbingly humanoid. It had this bulbous head and an oddly small, disproportionate face that gave off straight-up uncanny vibes. Some folks online think it's just a metal artifact or some kind of crafted relic, but others are convinced this could be evidence of a dwarf alien species. Some even believe they might still be among us.
I don't know if it's a skeleton of a real alien. That's just crazy.
Buried in snow.
Alien! So, if it is his head?
While scanning a massive snow pile with his metal detector, an explorer got a strong signal. Strange, right? What could possibly be buried in the middle of nowhere? Curious, he started digging. At first, it was just ice and snow, but then something bizarre started to take shape beneath the frozen surface. Two large eyes and a narrow, slick face stared back at him. Was it an alien? He was convinced it had fallen from the sky and become trapped under the ice. Now, skeptics say it's just a staged hoax meant to grab attention. But what if it's not? What if there's more to this frozen mystery than meets the eye?
I'm so scared, cameraman. I'm so scared.
Intruder in Sweden.
Halina! Halina! Stäng av för helvete! Stäng av! Halina!
I'm starting to believe there's a special connection between frozen lands and aliens. Maybe because they're not as approachable for humans. But not for these quad bikers in Sweden. They were out adventuring when one of them spotted something in the air. It looked like a shiny silver saucer hovering above the icy landscape. It looked like it was taking cover behind the trees, and quickly vanished after the guys noticed it, skillfully blending in with the trees as it went, but still visible enough to be identified as a UFO. Icy saucer. A group of explorers in Antarctica stumbled upon something wild. A smooth, metallic object shaped like a saucer, half buried in the ice and lightly covered with snow. It looked like it had been there for years, untouched by human hands. They snapped a few shaky photos, hoping to get proof of what they'd found. But before they could dig deeper, a team showed up out of nowhere and sealed off the site. And just like that, the whole story disappeared. No updates, no official word, leaving everyone wondering what was really going on. Crash site. This one's a blast from the past, but trust me, it's worth it. Allegedly filmed in 1969, this video shows soldiers gathered around a massive, metallic, disc-shaped object half buried in the snow. The shiny surface stood out starkly against the white forest floor, making the whole scene look straight out of a sci-fi movie. The discovery led to endless theories. Was this an actual alien aircraft? And if so, where was the crew? Even more suspicious, why was there such a large number of KGB officers present? Whether it's evidence of extraterrestrial life or just a relic of Cold War secrecy, this one will definitely have you scratching your head. Alien pop cycle.
Oh, I got some signals.
Look at what a couple of skiers found under a heap of snow. After a long day of adventuring in the ice, They were playing around when they spotted something beneath the snow. They started removing it and found a large pair of eyes staring right back at them.
What is what the heck?
It was an alien body frozen in ice, looking like it would start moving any time. Some netizens speculated it might even be alive, in a deep, reptilian-like hibernation. However, the clip received a lot of criticism as skeptics argued it looked like a wax model. But I'll let you decide.
Already, but this is a whole cat head with a skin.
Icy horror. A creepy video is making the rounds online, and honestly, it's the stuff of nightmares. It shows this bizarre creature frozen in a block of ice, right next to a group of kids. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not something I'd ever get close to. Its body is totally off balance, with 3 arms on one side and only 2 on the other. And those blood-red eyes, yeah, they look like they're staring straight into your soul. If you watch closely, you'll notice it's actually moving. Its hands are twitching ever so slightly. People online are convinced the thing hypnotized the kids, luring them in to make them its prey. Alien eggs. 2 students exploring a frozen lake in the US came across something truly bizarre. A perfect icy circle about 5 feet in radius, surrounded by tiny, shining holes. Inside those holes were strange, slimy masses that looked like nothing they'd ever seen before. Curious and a little spooked, they recorded the scene and shared it online, dubbing the strange discovery as alien eggs. The footage blew up, with people either rejecting the idea outright or speculating wildly about what these mysterious objects could be. Turns out, the truth wasn't so alien after all. It was later revealed that the eggs were actually part of an art installation. Still fascinating, but not quite extraterrestrial. Mysterious face-off. Tanks in Antarctica. Sounds crazy, right? But this picture from Russian researchers shows just that. Military tanks surrounding what looks like a UFO crash site. Now, the Antarctic Treaty makes it clear that military activity is off limits. So how did these tanks end up there? Thanks to Google Earth, they caught a glimpse of this metallic, disc-shaped object stuck in the snow. Definitely the result of a crash landing. Satellite images from before the crash didn't show any tanks. The big question is, could this be proof of alien tech? It's a pretty big find, but unless there's some solid evidence to back it up, it's just another mystery for the books. Antarctic Cave.
Go all the way.
Have you heard about the mysterious hole in Antarctica? It's all anyone can talk about since this eerie footage surfaced. Back in 1946, the US Navy launched Operation High Jump, a massive operation involving nearly 5,000 personnel, ships, and planes. Officially, it was for research and training. But come on, why such a colossal effort for that? Some believed the mission was to investigate hidden Nazi bases, while others thought it was all about alien technology trapped beneath the ice. And now, decades later, this footage shows a dark, circular hole in the Antarctic ice. It looked uncannily like an entrance. But to what? Could it be the doorway to a secret underground base, a hidden world, or is it evidence of something even more otherworldly? Secret base. Some folks really get into the whole hunt for hidden truths, and it can get wild. Take this one guy who said he found a secret base in Antarctica. Not long after, authorities swooped in and shut everything down. Now this weird, hollow base has some people thinking there's something way darker going on. It's got people thinking about that Apollo 11 astronaut who stirred things up back in 2016, calling it pure evil, only to delete the post pretty quick. Around that time, he was evacuated from the area for medical reasons. There's no hard proof tying his evacuation to any secret activities, but man, it definitely makes you wonder what's really going on down there. UFO swim. A helicopter crew in China spotted something they didn't expect. At first glance, it seemed like a chunk of ice drifting across the water, but as they zoomed in, the scene took a dramatic turn. It wasn't ice at all. It was a shiny, round disc hovering just above the surface. What made it even stranger was how it moved. It didn't float aimlessly. It glided smoothly, almost purposefully, as if scanning the water below. Then, without warning, it began to rise. Moments like this don't come often, and if this sighting holds up, it could mark a significant moment in UFO history. Skyfall. This one feels like something you'd see in an action movie, but no, it actually happened. Back in October 2018, hikers in Colorado caught something completely wild on camera. An entire fleet of UFOs coming down from the sky. The footage starts with these big, sleek UFOs smoothly gliding in front of the mountains. They almost looked like they were crashing. There were smaller UFOs around them, like little followers chasing their leader. No one knows where these crafts fell, or if they somehow escaped. It's honestly hard to believe, but the media has been real quiet about the whole thing. Makes you wonder why they don't want to talk about it. Shriveled alien. In the chilling wilderness of Siberia, a couple of locals happened upon something truly shocking. It was a lifeless entity that had almost decayed to the point of being a skeleton, wrapped up in a wire. Elongated head, long limbs, and black beady eyes. All telltale signs of aliens. Many believe that it had ended up this way due to the region's freezing environment. Others suggested a UFO crash was to blame. However, skeptics remained unimpressed by the clip, calling it an elaborate hoax. Tentacled hand. We've seen some pretty strange things frozen in ice, but this one definitely takes the cake. A blood-red hand with fingers, freakishly long, about the size of a regular human arm, stuck underwater. And the guy who found it? He was just as stunned as you'd imagine. He grabbed his pickaxe and quickly worked to free the eerie thing. But as he did, he noticed it looked like it had been torn off from the rest of the body. A hand this well preserved has got to give us some serious clues about what kind of creature it belonged to, right? But there's been no official word on the finding, and that silence is leaving people to wonder. Why the hush? Skull key.
What kind of door it opens, how it's all connected, told me something about the hotel, the doors.
Alien bodies and UFOs are not the only things that get buried in ice. Turns out there are some really cool artifacts down there too. This guy uncovered just that with his metal detector. It was a giant key with a skull attached to its head. Something you'd expect to see in a pirate movie. But what use could be a key this big? Perhaps there are giant doors out there, which makes you wonder if there were giants roaming here back in the day. Some believe they are still there, which is why the key wasn't buried too deep. What do you think? Frozen carcass. A snowmobiler made a haunting discovery during a nighttime expedition in Quebec, Canada. It was a lifeless creature stuck in a wire. We can only guess its origins. Humanoid in appearance, the entity had something really unsettling about it. The witnesses didn't dare move the corpse, let alone take it with them, as evidence of otherworldly life on Earth. The bizarre head, pale skin, everything about it screamed alien. Unfortunately, we will never know for certain, because when they returned the next day, the body had vanished without a trace. I don't know about you, but looks like a government cover-up to me. McMurdo mystery.
In the ice, like a huge entrance to a cave but slanted going down. And he said, I think it was at least, Linda, 200 feet in diameter.
Antarctica's McMurdo station has its fair share of mysteries, but this one's wild. Back in January 2015, a retired Navy engineer who'd been flying missions over the area for years spilled the beans about some strange occurrences. He described spotting quick silver objects darting across the ice, and even a massive hole that seemed to mess with their instruments. But before they could dig deeper, officials from DC swooped in, checked everything, and left without a word. Was it a cover-up? Who knows, but it sure keeps the conspiracy theories alive.
They appear to be from Washington, D.C., and as he said, they told us that we are never, ever to fly over that hole, and we are never to discuss it again.
Frozen mammoth. The Siberian permafrost strikes again. It's like nature's freezer, and this time it's delivered a 10,000-year-old frozen mammoth that's in shockingly good condition. A team of Russian scientists stumbled upon this ancient giant, and here's the wild part. Its meat still looks fresh. Seriously, you'd think it's straight out of a prehistoric butcher shop. But don't get too curious. It probably doesn't smell great after all this time. What's even more exciting, they managed to extract liquid blood from the mammoth, a first in scientific history. Could this mean we're one step closer to bringing mammoths back Jurassic Park style? Or is it just another cool glimpse into the past? Ancient stardust. Ever wondered how our solar system came to be? Well, thanks to a mind-blowing discovery in Antarctica, we might just have a clue. Antarctica is already famous for being a treasure trove of meteors and space rocks, but this find was on a whole other level. Scientists stumbled upon a croissant-sized rock packed with stardust particles. Dust that's older than our entire solar system. Let that sink in for a minute. The current theory is that celestial bodies, possibly ancient stars or comets, passed near Earth eons ago and sprinkled this stardust onto our planet. Now scientists are studying it to unravel the secrets of how everything, planets, moons, even us, came to exist. Antarctic Pyramid.
Huge great pyramids in Antarctica. They jut out of the ice and snow, and they look perfect, just like those in Egypt.
Antarctica isn't exactly the place you'd expect to find signs of ancient civilizations. With its brutal, cold, and unforgiving terrain, it's about as uninhabitable as it gets. But then came a satellite image that left everyone buzzing. A bizarre ice formation that looks suspiciously like a man-made pyramid. And it's not just a one-off sighting. Over the years, eyewitnesses have reported spotting pyramid-like structures scattered across the icy continent, strangely resembling the ones in Egypt. One, in particular, stands out with a perfectly square base stretching 2 kilometers on each side. Could it be that Antarctica was once a warmer, livable place where our ancestors thrived? It's a wild theory, but the mystery of these so-called Antarctic pyramids keeps the speculation alive.
One has a perfectly square base that is 2 kilometers square in each direction. Is it possible, therefore, that our ancestors did actually reach the Antarctic continent and perhaps even settle there?
Baby mammoth.
Choka only lived about a month. Her discovery today is really incredible.
While working in the Klondike goldfields of Canada, a miner stumbled upon something extraordinary buried in the permafrost. Initially mistaking it for the remains of a buffalo calf, experts later identified it as a baby woolly mammoth, around 30,000 years old. Thanks to the icy conditions, the mammoth's body was incredibly well preserved, offering a rare glimpse into the Ice Age. But with a storm looming over the region, workers had to act fast. They quickly excavated the remains and transported them to researchers for further study. This discovery not only adds to our understanding of extinct species, but might also unlock secrets about the environment and climate during the mammoth's time.
Have to act immediately, because once this woolly mammoth baby is exposed to the elements, it can start to deteriorate. And there's a storm coming that is going to totally flood out the trench.
New dino species. The remarkable discovery of the Stegosaurus dinosaur was made back in 2018, when researchers were digging in Chile's Las China Valley. This creature measured about 2 meters long and weighed around 150 kilograms. Also had a tail adorned with unique bony plates, unlike anything seen in other dinosaurs. These guys were estimated to have roamed the region around 71 to 75 million years ago. The creature was a herbivore munching on plants. What's particularly interesting was that this dinosaur might belong to a whole new lineage of armored creatures, a discovery that challenges what we thought we knew about ancient reptiles in South America. Lens cave horse. While working on the remains of ancient woolly mammoths, scientists stumbled across a perfectly preserved foal belonging to the extinct lens cave horse species that was found buried inside its icy grave in the Baragai Depression of the Siberian region. With well-preserved skin, hair, tail, and hooves, the 2-week-old well-preserved foal was found 30 feet below the ice surface and was believed to have drowned in a lake, as scientists were able to recover mud and silt from its gastrointestinal tract. Moreover, they have also collected some amount of liquid blood from the specimen and hope that by studying it, they can recreate an image of life 40,000 years ago. Prehistoric creature. What if I told you Antarctica wasn't always a frozen wasteland? Once upon a time, it was a lush, warm habitat, perfect for dinosaurs. That's right, these giants didn't just roam tropical jungles. They were the rulers of Antarctica too. Still skeptical? Let me hit you with some hard evidence. Archaeologists have uncovered dinosaur fossils in Antarctica. These aren't just rumors or guesses. They're the real deal, proving that millions of years ago, this icy continent was thriving with life. About 200 million years ago, Antarctica was part of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana, boasting a climate that could support massive reptiles. Lion cub.
The Ice Age ended thousands of years ago, but in Russia, many of its secrets are now coming to the surface.
Scientists in Russia have long been unlocking the mysteries of ancient Ice Age animals, and a couple years back they stumbled upon an astonishing find: a perfectly preserved cave lion cub that lived about 43,000 years ago. This little cub, only about a month old when it passed away, was like a time capsule with its skin, bones, fur, and even organs amazingly intact. Researchers were eager to find traces of its mother's milk to learn more about its diet. As temperatures rise due to climate change, the icy grasp of northern Russia is thawing, revealing these incredible glimpses into the past. Fish heart.
Researchers in Australia say they found evidence of the world's oldest heart.
Researchers in Australia made a groundbreaking discovery: evidence of the world's oldest heart. Found in a 380-million-year-old fossil, the heart belonged to a go-go fish, a species that has gone extinct for years now. The beautifully preserved heart provided insights about marine life from all those years ago. According to experts, the fossil captured a crucial moment in the evolution of all vertebrate animals, including humans. Frozen dino. An explorer was searching for buried treasures in Antarctica when his tools started beeping like crazy. Curious, he began chipping away at the ice. What appeared next stopped him in his tracks. A chilling, dinosaur-like face frozen beneath the surface. As he kept digging, the full face emerged, like something straight out of a prehistoric time capsule. But here's something strange. I don't know about you, but it looks kind of humanoid to me. Now this is the first time I'm hearing about dino-humanoids, which seems quite far-fetched. So either this is an elaborate prank, or we're about to make a serious breakthrough about Earth's history. Wolf's head. In August 2018, a group of Russian scientists stumbled upon the remains of an animal that roamed our planet 40,000 years ago. A wolf's head with its hair dry and tongue still wet, estimated to be around 1 foot long, which is 25% bigger than the wolves today. With its brain and skin tissue incredibly well preserved, the giant wolf head was found in the freezing Abiski district of northern Yakutia. No one knows exactly what happened to this fully grown 3 to 4-year-old male, but scientists are excited to study it and learn more about how wolves evolved over time. Frozen shapes. There's been a lot of buzz about some bizarre structures spotted in Antarctica. Massive triangles jutting out of the icy landscape. looking way too perfect to be natural. Could they be signs of something hidden under the ice for centuries? I mean, just look at this. A sleek black triangle that size and shape? No way you're convincing me it's just a natural formation. It's either man-made or, let's be real, alien. People online are totally on board with this theory, with many convinced these triangles are evidence of ancient alien civilizations buried beneath the frozen continent. Then there are those who think they could be remnants of some long-lost human civilization we know nothing about. Frozen monster.
Жесть! Что это такое, оператор?
Trekking through the freezing wastelands of Russia, two guys were out looking for anything remotely interesting. Let's be real, what could they possibly find out there, besides endless sheets of ice, right? Well, one spot caught their attention, and when they started clearing away the snow, they uncovered something that looked downright otherworldly, frozen solid in the water. It's tough to describe what they found. The thing had an elongated head, massive bulging eyes, and what looked like a red mouth, or maybe even its tongue. It seemed frozen in an eternal scream. Not wanting to push their luck, the guys decided to hightail it out of there. Because honestly, what if that thing was just hibernating?
Мог до тебя дойти. Ну почему же? Потому что он здесь во льдах.
Woolly rhino. In 2021, a team of Russian scientists found an animal that roamed our Earth more than 12,000 years ago. With skin and hazel-colored coat still undamaged at some places, the woolly rhino is estimated to be only 3 or 4 years old. The well-preserved carcass of the rhino was discovered in Siberia's Yakutia region by a local resident, where it is believed to have drowned. With the upper part of its body missing and its rib cage sticking out, some of the soft tissues were found flawless, making the scientists eager to dissect the specimen and find out about the rare whiskey rhinoceros, the only one of its kind in the world. Puppy versus rhino? In 2011, researchers discovered an ancient, well-preserved puppy's body in Siberia that was estimated to be about 14,000 years old. Surprisingly, the most remarkable find was inside the puppy's stomach, a furry piece of tissue. Initially, scientists thought this tissue belonged to a cave lion due to its yellow fur. However, further research revealed that the furry tissue actually belonged to a woolly rhinoceros. Now here's another shocking fact that has the scientists puzzled about how the rhino flesh ended up in the puppy's stomach, especially since woolly rhinos were believed to have gone extinct about 14,500 years ago. It's a mystery that has kept scientists sleepless. Ice Age bear. The last ice age was about 100,000 years ago, and during that harsh time, Earth saw the rise of animals well adapted to extreme cold, including the Ice Age cave bear. And recently, reindeer herders on the Liakovsky Islands discovered a remarkably preserved cave bear. Before this find, only bones of cave bears had been excavated. This discovery was significant because the bear's nose, internal organs, and soft tissues were all intact, and it was about 22,000 years old. Scientists consider this a world-important find, as it would help find how these cave bear species defended themselves against the cold, and how they went extinct around 15,000 years ago. Frozen bison. Back in 2011, scientists found a bison in the Siberia frozen grounds. Estimated to be about 9,300-year-old, the animal was remarkably preserved, with most of its internal organs unharmed, although they had shrunk to a smaller size after being in the cold for so long. Its anatomy was overall normal, but the lack of fat around its belly indicated it might have passed away due to starvation. Often damaged by predators or the environment, this intact bison was declared one of the best preserved animals. Open discussion. Back in January 1996, researchers in Varginha, Brazil, stumbled upon something wild. A UFO wreck buried in a massive crater, likely from a crash. After hours of digging, they managed to pull it out, hoping it would offer clues about alien tech and past visits to Earth. They didn't keep it quiet either. Photos and videos of the wreckage made their way online, and it even became the centerpiece of a local museum exhibit. But then, poof, it all vanished. Most of the videos were taken down. The evidence followed suit. Many think this was a cover-up attempt by the government that is secretly involved with the extraterrestrials. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.